close and it feels like I'm taking my place in the spotlight. Better get ready, better get ready. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
It's explosive. You can't control this, no. I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The Northwest Truck Series ready to roll for the next round here tonight at Kansas Speedway. We welcome you to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV, simulcast on the Community Radio Network. We are CRN.com, and tonight is the Breadbasket 201 here at Kansas. And what a field of trucks we've got. Welcome to our coverage. I'm Wesley Outland, Jason Rockefeller, fresh in from the Worth 400 from Dover Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series yesterday. And Charles Wooten, as always, surviving the severe weather over the weekend to push the buttons, and we're ready to go. What a race we got here tonight. No doubt it's going to be a good one, Jason. This qualifying is just about to wrap up, my friend. Good evening.
Good evening to you, but man, what a race we're going to have tonight. How about that race we had 1 week ago at Texas? Toby Ritters picking up his first win since Talladega a couple years ago. What an interesting finish that was. Late race restart between Dennis Moore and Sean Brightsman duking it out, swapping the lead, and they crash, coming to the white flag, something we don't usually see here. And Toby Ritters was calm, cool, and collective and snuck through to take the victory. And tonight we're here in the Heartland in Kansas. Wesley, we've called a lot of races here. The action is always good here with this Progressive banking.
Yeah, it's the Northwest Racing Series here. Trucks and qualifying. Tyler Kim just finishing up. Here comes Tyler King on the racetrack. But yeah, what a wild one we had, no doubt. Last, of course, Monday night, and Ace High Racing, if you will. A new sponsor for, of course, Mr. Clifford, Toby Ritters, getting the win. And now we're going to see what happens here tonight. Breadbasket 201, and no round goes Tyler King. Save it, keep it off the wall.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Got that in stereo from Jason and I at the same time.
That was an awesome save for that number 21 machine. And looking at qualifying right now, this is going to be a really interesting race, Wesley. I was looking back at some of the stats from last year. We had about 12 lead changes and 8 different leaders from 1 year ago, and it was definitely an interesting one. Guys who started up towards the front, some of them finished towards the back, and some of the guys who started in the middle to back half of the field finished up in the front. Now, give or take, last year we had 33 trucks. Tonight, make it 43. That is a full field here tonight from Kansas, and this is going to be a really exciting one. Stephen O'Hare, the defending Kansas winner from April 3rd of last year, only led 3 laps. But Dennis Moore, we mentioned him last week with Sean Brightsman. They wrecked coming to the white flag. Dennis Moore led the most laps 1 year ago, so this would be a great track for him to rebound out here tonight.
Yeah, watching these guys work across the racetrack now. Chad Malik on the speedway in that number 33 machine. RWT Toyota. Ready to watch what this driver can do. It's qualifying underway here at Kansas Speedway. 1.5 miles. Got that tri-oval, if you will. Coming off of 4, here he comes. Dropping below the apron, that's allowed as well. And we'll see what kind of lap he puts down here on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, this is the thing about Kansas here, Wesley. When it comes to qualifying, you want to ride that top of the racetrack pretty much coming out of turn 4 to take your green flag lap, and then you want to get down to the bottom and get pointed off the corner as quickly as you can, exit middle of the racetrack. And the same can be said about 3 and 4. Get down there as low as you can, carry as much speed, exit middle of the racetrack, and then get down to the tri-oval, dive it down in there. This might be a good lap here for Chad Malik in that 33 machine, and in fact it was. It's going to be able to get him up inside the top 10, seated up in 9th. Christopher White just went to P3 up on the board. Devin West has the pole currently with a 30.516, last year's champion. And here's Chase Carrillo in the number 81 machine. See what he can do here for the pole as he goes all the way, I believe, towards the back. So this will be his second lap, which is the most important.
43 trucks, as we forementioned, taking time here at Kansas Speedway. The breadbasket 201. When we finish up with qualifying real quickly, we'll show you the race analysis presented by Hunt in the Front TV. They're coming to the Carolinas this weekend, as a matter of fact, to Elkin, North Carolina, coming off of that race at the Smoky Mountain Speedway in Maryville, Tennessee over the weekend. And here comes now Ryan Bloom, former truck champion, former ARCA champion in that number 25 machine for Win Racing. Round 6.
This guy last year, Ryan Bloom was the pole sitter here, Wesley. He is really fast. He has been fast in and out of qualifying for the last few weeks. And in fact, last week, remember, he pretty much, I believe, started on the pole and ultimately came to a halt after he wrecked with, I believe it was Kevin Smith out of turn number 2. Ryan Bloom looking to try to rebound here tonight. Great racetrack for him. He's probably wants some redemption after last week as well.
Watching these drivers working their way again. Ryan Bloom coming to the line. 34.73 and give him the pole, and he's got another lap to get quicker. What a time. He could improve and get faster.
Yeah, I think he backed it down, though, a little bit there. I think he thought the 30.4 was probably the best lap he was going to do right there. But here's Jeff Stab now, a guy who led a few laps 1 year ago here, actually. He's one of the drivers you want to look out for tonight. Comes in 6th in points. He started 10th 1 year ago, finished 20th, but he led 29 laps. It was the second most laps led out of anybody last year here. Jeff has a win here. He won, actually, the Fixed Series with the old Xfinity cars 1 year ago here. Had that amazing finish between him and Ryan Bloom coming to the line. Jeff was able to hold him off. So Jeff Stabnow, no stranger to victory lane here at Kansas. He could be a sleeper here tonight as well.
Daytona winner, Jeff Stabnow. And that LSRTV CRN Ford coming down to the line. The Billings, Montana driver. Where will he end up? 34.51. Good enough for third. Troy Daggett up next now. Been a consistent year, Jason, for the 99, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. You look at him coming into tonight as well. He's only second in the points right now. 10 back from Ryan Gormley coming into tonight, and he's got 4 out of 5 top 5 finishes so far this year. He has made all the starts. So he has been really consistent. He's the only driver who has 4 top 5s other than Tyler King. He's been very consistent all year. Every one of those top 5s consists, or one of his top 10s, all of his top 10s rather, came within the top 5. So 4 for 4 in both top 5s and top 10s. This has been a really interesting points battle to start the year so far. A lot of comers, a lot of goers. But when you look at everybody from Ryan Gormley all the way down until you get to pretty much the top 12 are all separated by less than 60 points. And the top 5 are only separated in total by 18 points. So it just goes to show you that points, and especially tonight with 43 trucks, points are on the line here tonight. You want to make sure you maximize. For Troy Daggett, he wants to come out here and have a great run like he's been doing all season long. Ryan Gormley's been consistent as well as the points leader. He's obviously got some top 5s, some top 10s to the year. These two are going to be a very, very interesting battle to see here tonight. Even though Ryan Gormley, not the best qualifying effort for him, 31.348, he's going to have a lot of work to do here in this race.
Troy Daggett finishing up with his qualifying lap, as right now it looks like Ryan Bloom. If there's any other takers, they better go. They better go now, but it looks like that's it. Boy, we got a field of trucks, 43 of them. Full field, ready to go in the breadbasket, 201, and here's the starting lineup. Ryan Bloom on the pole, and Dennis Moore right there on the outside, row 1. Row 2, we'll find Team LSRTV, both with wins this year. Jeff Stabnow and Devin West. Row 3, Toby Ritter's winner last week, of course, at Texas, and Kevin Smith alongside of the 00, the boss of Win Racing. Jordan Person and Christopher White, a former Cup champion. And top 5, Brian Barnes, Cup Series champion in the 4. Dan Lowther, the 63, row number 5, top 10.
Row number 6, you'll find Roy Grande in the number 11 machine. Had a great practice for him in that 11 machine, alongside big old DWJ, Dan West Jr. in the 55 machine. Row number 7, you'll find the Catman, James Vining, and Brett Johnson still looking to get a win for Team LSRTV. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Row number 8, Chad Malik in the 33, John Ottenbacher in the 89 to the outside. Row number 9, you'll find Robert Gamble in the 54, and Paul Newton in the 27 machine. Top 20, row number 10, Brett Grenewald in the 51, and Stephen O'Hare, last year's winner here at Kansas in the 41.
Row 11, Ron Hunter, Sean Bryson. We'll speed it up for you. We got a lot of trucks. Row 12, Chris Kynes and Frank Harris. Row number 13, Carl Burke, the legend. Peter Murphy, welcome to the world of the Northwest in the 18. Row 14, Tyler Kim in the 38. Second of the points, Troy Daggett. He'll start 28th. Starting 30th, row 15, Chase Carrillo and Stephen Paulison.
Rest of your field, row number 16, you'll find Briar Reynolds in the number 12 machine alongside Kenneth Garber in the 94. Row 17, Troy Ollis and Gary Nichols up in the number 8 machine. Row 18, Tyler King in the 21, William Fletcher in the 28 machine. Row 19, you'll find Dana Rogers in the 07, Todd Miles in the 62. Row number 20, Ryan Gormley, Bryce Clark in the 98. Row 21, BJ Tidrick, Ray Fournier in the number 26 machine. And row number 22 to set 43 trucks, Scott Hutchinson in the number 91 machine, Wesley.
There's your lineup. Real quickly, by the way, I'm saying Ray Fournier did not start on the 26. We're only down to 22 starters. Real quickly, there's your Hunt the Front TV race information. I'm a fan of the no fast repair. It stays in place. 100% fuel capacity, unlimited amounts of tires. Overtime, if need be, 3 attempts, 201 miles, 134 laps around the 1.5 miles here at Kansas. Here they come, down to the line, 42 thundering trucks. The virtual thundering herd sends it to turn 1, and we are green, and we're wrecking already. Kevin Smith in trouble. Kevin Smith turned in the pack. He was blinking, and there's the caution.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I saw that right there, Wesley. I saw that 00. All of a sudden, once they went green, it's like he kept blinking out. And obviously what we mean by that is that's a connection issue on his end. We know that Kevin Smith has had some sort of connection issue over the past year and a half or so now, and it has taken him out of a lot of races. And this might be the case right here. You see them coming to the green flag through the restart zone right here is about where he'll start kind of blinking out after he crosses the start-finish line. There he goes, and then all of a sudden, he just starts unfolding, wrecking, and then obviously the caution comes out because there he goes right in front of other trucks. That might be the end of the night for the number 00 machine.
Tough break for Kevin Smith, making close to his 200th career start. Career start 197 tonight with 7 wins on the NASRA Series for the Walla Walla, Washington driver. There's Ryan Bloom leading the way. Start number 171 tonight for him here at Kansas. And quickly a caution coming out here on the opening lap of things.
Yeah, very interesting to see a caution like that happen early on. But again, it's not really a racing incident, just a connection issue, honestly. Nothing really more you can honestly do about it. It's a heartbreaker for Kevin Smith and everything like that. But again, these guys are going to have an opportunity for another restart here, see what they can do, and hopefully we can get back going and stay green.
So the caution coming out. This will put us under our first caution of the race real quickly. Virginia811.com race summary. Big thanks to them. That's always keeping up with the cautions and the caution laps and lead changes. And there you see already quickly in the going. Caution out. Thanks to Brian Morehouse with NASCAR and Virginia811.com reminding you to dig with care. And a caution out here in the early going. We'll try to reset things here. Let's take a look at the Kaufman Creative weather conditions as well on the bottom right. Thank you to Kaufman Creative, and there you see it. 72 air temp for the virtual sim. Track temp in the sim at 74. There's a wind speed blowing about 7 miles, 8 miles an hour. And this race will go from day into night as well, Jason, which will be something interesting we'll have to keep track of.
Yeah, the track should cool down a little bit, but even, obviously, this is still, pretty realistically ideal race conditions for these drivers. Ton of grip out here with the air temperature, the track temperature pretty much being the same at around that, lower to mid-70s, and it's been a perfect night for these guys so far in practice and qualifying. But again, you still are going to have to navigate this track. You have progressive banking, from 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. 17 to 20 degrees. That's a lot of banking to deal with from the bottom all the way up to the top of the racetrack. That's what we're going to talk about a lot probably here tonight. We've seen some great races here. It's just going to be about how can you utilize those lanes. You want to stay on the bottom if you're going to save those tires. If you feel fast on these short runs, go up to the top side. Find some speed. You might see some drivers try to go up to that top side as well in the long run once they save their tires a little bit and think the outside can play dividends for them. We'll have to see how it ends up being here. I believe we're going to come to the one to go to green this time by.
Try to give them another opportunity to get back rolling one more time. Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, Christopher White, your top 5. Clifford, winner last week, obviously, as we mentioned, sitting in the top 10. Ritters, Texas, Lowther, Person, Barnes, and Dan West Jr., top 10. So get ready to get them 2x2x2. Lights off on the pace car, Jason, and we'll get ready for our first restart of the race with the caution out in the early going here.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting restart for sure, no doubt about it. Obviously, still early in, no obviously indication whatsoever of who's got the best truck or whatnot. We didn't even make it, about 100 yards, and we had our first caution of the evening when Kevin Smith was blinking out and ultimately caused that first yellow of the evening here. So hopefully we can have these guys be clean and green. I'm really interested to see how some of these guys up at the front of this field do, like Jordan Person. Remember, Person was really, really good last week at Texas. I believe finished, I think towards the back, though. I think something happened to him. But nevertheless, though, it was a great effort for Jordan Person. Yes, he did. He finished a few laps down in that 19th position. But Jordan Person could be somebody that I'm keeping my eye on here tonight.
Field ready to come back to the Geico restart zone in the clouds as the green flag is unfurled again here at Kansas. What a jump for Bloom. Boy, he stacks them up big time behind them. There you see Ritters trying to make a run on Stabdown. Stabdown through the block on him on the outside. Here comes DWJ to help out his teammate. Ritters hung out to dry as they work off two.
Everybody spreads out down the American Ethanol back straightaway here as they head into turn number 3. DWJ will work up to the top side, try to close in on Brian Barnes. There's the 11 of Roy Grande as Dan West Jr. pulls a hard left. He'll almost take it 3 wide. Everybody fanning out down the front stretch.
Back to the corner. There's Grande, by the way.
Oh,
and
we got a caution.
We got another caution. Looks like 40th and 41st position have wrecked on the racetrack. That is, of course, the drivers of Tyler King and Frank Harris. Let's see what's happened here. There you see Frank Harris in the 77. Up the racetrack. Is that Hutchinson? I believe it is. Wow.
Oh, what happened to the 77?
Plenty of room. Here, yep, there you see what happened. There you see it. Frank Harris turned down into the 21. King, nowhere to go.
That was a really, and I mean really about 10 more times, really weird wreck. I want to see if maybe, Charles, we could see a replay on that again real quick. It's like the 77. I don't know if something happened in his rig or what, but that truck went way up the racetrack, entering that tri-oval and doored that 99 of Troy Daggett into the tri-oval and just kept turning right, and it's like it just wouldn't stop. And then all of a sudden the truck just, there he goes, right there, way up the racetrack, gets straightened out, and then just bounces off the 99, comes right down, doesn't even really, looks like even tries to attempt to save it, and then ultimately comes to a halt to the inside wall. I wonder if something happened to the 77 machine with his rig, possibly.
Caution out in the early going here at Kansas. We'll step away. Thank our sponsors. We appreciate them. We appreciate you watching or listening. LSRTV, CRN, and we are back for the restart next.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Back here at Kansas Speedway. By the way, NASCAR will be at the Kansas Speedway this weekend. Matter of fact, they will. Yes, sir. And where will the Northwest Series be next week? We will be taking off next week. Just a broadcast friendly reminder. We are taking off for the Northwest Racing Series next Monday night. So we're going to enjoy a nice little break, if you will, Jason.
Yeah, it'll be nice, obviously, to step aside. These guys can do what they got to do for the next week and a half, 2 weeks that they got, and then get back to wheeling and dealing. Should be a fun one for sure here. And
right.
Still, again, early caution, no real indication as to who's got a fast truck. We saw how some of these guys could be on a restart. Roy Grande making some moves, obviously. Dan Lowther should be just a restart.
By the way, we will take off next week, as I aforementioned. And then we'll come back for some road course racing on Monday night, May the 13th at Watkins Glen for a 50-lapper. Gateway Motorsports Park to wrap up the month of May, as we will be taking off on Monday, May 27th in observance of Memorial Day. So there's your month of May coming up. Off next week, 2 weeks straight, off for Memorial Day. And then we hit it again in June for Michigan, Iowa, Nashville, Kern County. That's going to be really fun, ain't it? On the schedule for later in the year, Kern County, short track racing at its finest for the Northwest Truck Series.
Yeah, that'll be a really, really fun race to see. It's always nice to see these guys go to tracks that you don't really see on the trucks. And if you think back, obviously, the trucks, the way it used to be, Wesley, back in the 90s when they started up, it used to be pretty much a short track series. So it's nice to go back to the roots from time to time.
Playoffs scheduled to begin right before Labor Day. We are back for Green Flag here at Kansas with Ryan Bloom, the pole man, continuing to lead the way. Still a long way to go in this one. Dennis Moore, Devin West. Lowther gets around White for that spot. There's a battle going on for this position for second.
Yeah, and Ryan Bloom got a great restart right there. Look at Devin West, though, trying to get to that second spot. There's Dan Lowther on the inside here of Chris White battling for position. He'll easily get by him, but White's going to have that outside momentum off the corner. He won't go to the bottom. He'll elect to go to the top side. Everybody will go down to the bottom shelf underneath the apron, and everybody spreads out again heading into turn one.
Another good lap there for those drivers. They work their way off the corner. There's the Ace iRacing entry. Number 3, there's Toby Ritters. You know that old cliche, he's in 10th right now. You win, you're pumped up, you're excited, you want to win some more. You want to continue to win. Obviously, Clifford coming a big shock last week winning at Texas, boy. Right place, right time when it happened. There you see also Stab now starting to work to the inside. Carries Johnson with him. Johnson, the 7 truck, right now in 9th. He's the only driver, Jason, for Team LSRTV. Well, 2 drivers. 2 drivers. One is Johnson. John Onnenbacher is the other one of the 6 drivers on the team that have not won. But Stab now, Dan West Jr., Devin West, Sean Breitzman, all with wins.
Yeah, and obviously they just got to put themselves together, have good races, practice, put the time and effort in. Brett Johnson, had a good qualifying effort in that number 7 machine. He's already up 6 spots, doing a great job. He's had a good early truck run so far. We'll see as his green flag run goes on, if we don't have a yellow, what this 7 truck can do on this short run. Right now, it's looking pretty promising for the driver of the 7 machine.
Another lap working off that corner into turn 2 down the back stretch. Look at now Onnenbacher. I just mentioned that driver's name. Onnenbacher catching fire. The Billings, Montana driver battling on the inside with Ritters, winner last week at Texas. Here comes also Roy Grande. Jason, Roy Grande had a really good finish going into Texas last week as well.
Yeah, Roy Grande came home to finish P10 despite even just starting 23rd. They had a great run in that 11 machine. Remember, he had a pit stop really late into that race, but somehow managed to come back and finish inside the top 10. Did a great job. Great effort, obviously, for the driver of the number 11 machine. And last year here got a top 15, and he started basically dead last in the field. So this is a track where Roy Grande can really shine.
Another lap on the board. Is working down the back straightaway. Stab down outside. Lowther right there with him. There's Chris White. Whoa, stab down, little high, saves the truck, keeps it off the safer barrier off 4. This allows White and DWJ to fly by in the corner into 1. Nightfall settling in as well.
Yeah, they're all right on the heels of Ryan Bloom entering turn 1 off 2 this time by. You see DWJ trying to run right behind Chris White, get that momentum off turn number 2, utilizing that outside lane. Not enough just yet. He'll work down to the bottom side, entering turn number 3 to try to get to White. But looking right behind him, there's his Team LSRTV teammate. That's Jeff Stabnow. Back behind them, another teammate, Brett Johnson. And here comes Jordan Person trying to get back up closer towards that top 5, doing a great job as well in that 20 machine.
Back straight away, closing in on 20 laps into this one here. 132 laps to distance. By the way, sim race time, 2 hours and 15 minutes if need be. Right now they come to the corner off of that tri-oval. Mile and a half here at the Kansas Speedway. There's Dan West Jr. back up the hill. Stabnow follows. He's right there behind him. Person on the inside. Johnson, Ritters, Barnes, all this going on now. Big gaggle of traffic in the top 10 and 3.
Oh, yeah, there's a big gaggle of traffic pretty much everywhere. You see Lowther and Stabnow in Person trying to work to the bottom here. Ryan Bloom, though, still doing a great job holding off Dennis Moore, but Dennis is right there in the draft of his Win Racing teammate there, Ryan Bloom, and you see Devin West trying to see what he can do in that draft wake. And that's the thing with these trucks here, with how much less horsepower they have, this can somewhat become a packed race, just like we saw at Texas and pretty much most of the mile and a halves we go to with these trucks, no matter where they are or who's driving them. So interesting to see that the pack pretty much is all there. You see some spread out drivers all over the racetrack, different drivers using the top, middle, bottom, apron, whatever it may be. Great racing so far early on, but it's still been Ryan Bloom leading them all.
Lowther, you just saw him. Here comes now some more racing going on the back of the pack. Looks like Tyler Kim falling back as James Vining, the Catman, flying through. This is in the back of the top 30. Well, you got to imagine, got a lot to keep up with. You got 41 trucks, 42 trucks on this track all at one time. Stay on your guard. Of course, Ray Fournier decided not to start the race. As here comes now Dan West Jr. battles with Chris White outside. Stabnow gonna try to thread the needle in the middle. Can he do it? Can't get it done. Jake's back to 1.
Almost 3 wide there for a hot minute down into the tri-oval, but they were able to keep going double file. Jeff Stabnow thought about it. Now he's side by side here with Chris White down the back straightaway, but that outside momentum is going to provide that 56 more room to get closer to that 55 machine there. They enter back into turn number 3. Stabnow inside, drifts up the track, near contact into turn number 4. Chris White will swing high up into the tri-oval while Jeff Stabnow works down to the bottom here, back to 1.
Stabnow jumping into the top 5. White behind him, so is Lowther, Person, all in that mix. One wrong slip, they'll capitalize. White to the inside, way to the inside, trying to get a run on the 24. Powers up behind him. Couldn't use that rear side draft to help him get around him on that 24. Stabnow shuffle back in line. Single file back up the bank, and again, he is really driving a high lane, testing, if you will, like a Darlington stripe here at Kansas. The safer barrier the 24 truck is, but he's making it work, Jason.
Yeah, he's definitely making it work. I mean, a lot of these drivers are as well, that you're using that safer barrier. But the thing is the more you use that outside lane, obviously, earlier on the run, the more you're going to wear out your tires. That's why you're seeing a lot of drivers as well run that bottom side of the racetrack. You can use that top, don't get me wrong, but you risk wearing out the tires just a little bit more. You see Dennis Moore trying to go for this race lead. He'll carry that outside forward momentum off the corner. Thought about diving to the inside, but instead elects to stay right behind his teammate back to turn number 3. This time he'll go to the bottom, while Ryan Bloom jumps up to the top shelf, and Devin West lurks right behind them in third off 4.
Stays inside. Holds that line perfectly. He works back to the stripe. There's Ryan Bloom. Dennis Moore right there behind him. A truck length. Of course, the 5, Devin West. I know some of the colors look a little the same, but they are not team drivers. Is Win Racing's Moore and Team LSRTV driver Devin West. Very close with the stripes and all that on the side of the trucks, though.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and some great paint schemes out here. I know the Win Racing guys and the LSRTV guys try to really correlate themselves with the same kind of paint schemes, just different colors. But great paint schemes all around out here. I think my favorite one probably so far this season is honestly that 56 of Chris White. New number, obviously, on that 56 machine, but just a great looking truck. I mean, look at it. It's got my favorite color combo with red, black, and white. It looks sick. It's on that Toyota that looks so mean here in the truck series. Great paint scheme on that 56 machine. Having a great run so far in that 56 machine. Remember last week at Texas, he got involved in a very early incident with a massive crash off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. So Chris White trying to rebound after a really, really poor finish last week from Texas.
Kansas Speedway is where we are. By the way, don't forget NASCAR's there this weekend. 30 laps into it. Closing in on 100 laps to go in this race. Bloom and Moore, West and West, Stabnow, your top 5. We are closing in on the top of the hour. We will pause quickly for 10 seconds of station identification on CRN, the Community Radio Network. Don't go nowhere if you're watching or listening. The Northwest Truck Series from Kansas.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Welcome back to Kansas Speedway. iRacing on LSRTV. Those that are listening after Network ID on the Community Radio Network. I'm Wesley Outland, Jason Rockefeller, Charles Wooten is on production. Round number 6 of the 2024 Season 11 of the Northwest Racing Series. The trucks here tonight at Kansas Speedway. And Jason, a couple of caution flags, but for the most part, it has been all Ryan Bloom showing his strengths in the 25 up in front.
Yeah, Ryan's just a really fast driver. I mean, last week was a heartbreaker for him, starting on the pole, dominating that first half of the race until he got involved in that caution out of turn number 2 that ultimately ended his night. And remember, 1 year ago as well, he started on the pole here, so 2 Kansas poles in a row. He stayed right there. He's trying to close one out here this evening. Obviously, though, still a long ways to go, just under 100 laps to go. But obviously, he would really, really like to come home with this victory here tonight.
High midnight, if you will. High noon, 12 noon in the afternoon, midnight time in the East Coast. It's 11 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Mountain Time, and 9 p.m. Pacific for a lot of these drivers of the best of virtual iRacing from the Pacific Northwest. And we got a caution. Yellow flag is out. Caution Drivers in 35th, 37th, 38th have wrecked. Robert Gamble and more involved in a caution is out. Ron Hunter, I think, might have got a piece of it. So did Todd Miles. But Robert Gamble is the culprit. Yellow flag out for the third time here. And a replay of what happened.
I think he may have got, I was going to say, he might have gotten loose probably. He just went over that transition of the seams entering the corner, and then, this is going to be a hard hit. Oh my goodness.
Nowhere for
Just
Hunter to
wipes
go.
out
Ron
Hunter.
Hunter.
Tough break.
Tough break. Ron Hunter, nowhere to go, man. Poor Ron. Caution out. Make no mistake about it. I think pit road's going to be a busy place here in just a moment. Do you think so? Or do you think it's too early to pit, Jason? 36 laps into it.
Oh, no, they definitely should come down this time by for sure. I mean, they've gone 37 laps. Now, obviously, besides the 2 cautions we've had, they're definitely going to be coming down this time, no doubt.
And here they come. Storming onto the pit lane. It'll be a massive gathering. Tires and fuel. As they all get ready to go to their box. Again, Watkins Glen in 2 weeks. We're off next Monday night. What the heck are we going to do with ourselves, Jason, on Monday night at 11 o'clock Eastern time, right? Now, I guess you'll go to bed, right? Because you don't have to work. So do I.
Yeah, probably get some shut-eye more than likely.
Race off pit road. Dan West Jr. Father, son, Devin out as well, but they couldn't beat out Ryan Bloom or Dennis Moore. In first and out first for the 25. There you go. But while we're under the yellow flag, pit stops have included. Jason, what'd you think of Dover yesterday, buddy?
Yeah, it was a pretty fun race, obviously. I know that a lot of the fans were not the best pleased with the winner, but obviously, I mean, it was a great battle between the two there at the end. Really thought Larson was going to be able to get past Denny Hamlin, but Denny used that aerodynamic defensive, advantage to obviously get that win. It's 54th, I believe, career victory in the NASCAR Cup Series. Did a great job doing it. Fun race. Great crowd, by the way. Dover had a fantastic crowd. Largest Dover crowd. And I've been going to Dover since 2008. I have not missed a single, at least one, because I remember they used to do 2 races a year. I used to go in the fall race, but then after that I started going to the one yearly race they did. But ever since I started going in 2008, I don't think I've seen a crowd that big since that very first race I ever went to. So it was awesome to see the crowd out there in Dover. Really hot day. I'm pretty much as red as my hair now because I'm so sunburnt. But it was definitely a fun one.
Jason, that was taking a gamble because in years past, Dover used to be the week after Charlotte in June. And they have moved it now to April. And, it's kind of rolling the dice, kind of seeing how the weather is going to be. But they got blessed with 80-something degree weather yesterday for sure. Yeah.
Oh, man, 85-degree weather. Felt like 100 out there. And we ran out of water by our concession stand. That's how hot it was. They ran out of water. So many people wanted water. Man, it was so dang hot. Probably, not only was it the largest crowd I've ever seen since 2008, but that was probably the hottest race I've been to at Dover for sure. And it was definitely Charles. Oh my gosh. Charles behind the scenes, I swear. Sometimes I really wish people could hear the kind of stuff that he says because it's really funny, but at the same time.
I'll tell y'all, he actually said that you want to drink water from the toilet. Listen, he said you could drink free water.
Listen, I'm not that desperate. I'll just drink Busch Light. That's all. That's what I had. I had me some Busch Light.
Oh, wow.
That's close to water, right? It's water beer.
Anyhow, Busch Light's good. I like Busch. All right, let's get them ready for a restart. Oh. I said, Charles, I hope you're doing okay. I know you had some pretty nasty weather where you were in Texas over the weekend, man. Definitely was watching it. Really? Well, you got lucky because there's a lot of other places. in the Lone Star State that got a lot of nasty weather for sure, definitely. Where'd you? Yeah. Got your races in on Race On? Oh, Charles was on. He had a birthday. Jason, you forgot to wish him a happy birthday on Thursday. He was so mad. He thought that I forgot him, and I called him out in the middle of the Stars and Stripes playoff game and sang happy birthday to him. Coming up for the Northwest, next caution, Jason and I are going to sing a duet of happy late birthday to Jason, to Charles Rockefeller.
Charles Rockefeller!
I'm sorry. For Back to Green, Jason and I are going to sing a duet of happy birthday to Charles Wood. There you come back up. Look at this, Dennis Moore inside. I got a feeling with you being from New Jersey, you'd have a good singing voice, right? Like, come on. Don't you like St. Patty's Day?
No, not at all.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you. I rest my case. Dennis Moore and Devin West alongside each other now, battling for second spot. By the way, Devin West trying to be a two-time winner this year for the defending Truck Series champion. And you know, Jason, we're always going to remember Devin West as the champion. You know why?
Won last year.
Well, he won last year, but it was a monumental year because it was the 10th anniversary, the 10th season for the trucks.
Yeah.
Got a caution. Trouble on the racetrack again. Oh, no, it's like 33rd place truck turned around, and that is Tyler Kim. No, Paulison. Stephen Paulison turned around, and we got a caution out. 35th and 38th place. I think it was a two-truck accident. I think Ron Hunter got in it too.
I'll tell you what, though, that could have been a much bigger incident because you saw him coming down the racetrack. He tried to get that thing looped back around. He nearly lost it and turned over people. He just comes right down in front of Gary Nichols.
Good save for Harris to bounce it off the safer barrier. Nichols as well. And then he comes down the track, and who's coming after him? Right about now. Oh, yeah, what are you doing? The rule is you wait till they've passed you. Oh, my. With no fast repair, Jason, that's pretty dang brave for him to do that.
Yeah, that was that could have been a big deal. That could have been a big deal there, trying to get looped back around. Almost took out a couple more trucks. Almost had an early Northwest Salute high five, would you rather, probably going down to turn number one. Thankfully, that did not happen. I'm sure we'll see more of that after the race here. But so far, I think we've kind of really seen, though, Wesley, from that first little run we had before the caution around lap 37, Ryan Bloom definitely looks to be the truck, but it looks like Dennis Moore is almost, if not better, than that 25 machine of Ryan Bloom. If he could just get the momentum, I think he could get around it. But obviously, that's his teammate. He doesn't want to rough him up, doesn't want to cause him to have any issues. So I think he's racing a little bit differently.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Brent Menifee chimes in. He says toilet water is bad for a singing voice.
I'll go find out.
Are we gonna sing a duet for our buddy Charles Jason? Happy birthday! Happy late birthday!
I don't think I got the happy birthday in me tonight. Maybe another night. But Charles can definitely get a happy belated birthday from me. I know he probably wants some Laffy Taffy.
Happy birthday to you.
He muted. He
muted me. Damn you! I'm the
he didn't like that.
The PXP man, okay? Don't you mute my mic.
He's the man who can cut your mic.
He just cut me off. I just be talking to talk. Just talking with it. A lot of guys getting a target on their backs. Chief producer. He's chief producer like I'm chief announcer. Oh boy! Let these
And I'm
titles
just
go
the
to your head.
chief of the Gingers.
Hey, how was the Full Throttle Cup Series tonight, by the way, Jason?
Yeah, we had a really good broadcast over there. We had Brody Hanna, one of our drivers, also the league owner from FTSR, the organizer. He came in, jumped on board with us. Jeremy Stanley, not able to be with us tonight, so he stepped in,
Oh, cool.
did a great job, actually. Really did a really good job for a driver analyst. Really enjoyed having him alongside with me. Definitely not the last time, if you caught the broadcast earlier on, that we're probably going to be seeing Brody Hanna join us on Monday nights for sure, because he did one heck of a job. And Brody, if you are watching, did a really fantastic job. Really, really good stuff, obviously. Had a fun race. It was at Dover. Great battle for the win. Great drama. Awesome race for sure. No doubt about it, just like we're going to see here for the rest of the night.
Yeah, Brody has actually invited me to come and do a Full Throttle Cup race on a Monday night. And I know the championship race for NASRA that I cover on Monday is next Monday for Charlotte for the finale. And I think they're off for a couple of weeks, so I might be able to try to jump in there and join you on a Monday night. Of course, I'll be there with you on Wednesday. We're going to Kansas Wednesday, aren't we? We're at Kansas Wednesday
Yes,
for the
we
truck.
will. Yep, second to last race before 2024A closes out for the trucks. That should be a really
Now explain
fun
that
race.
to me. What is 2024A, 2024B, 2024C?
So
I guess they
basically-
don't really have like a playoff, do they?
No, they do. They have a playoff system. It's just they do increment seasons. So, like, it's kind of like you get rewarded. I don't know the whole full meaning behind it. I have to ask Brody Hanna, but it's like
Okay.
2024A, it's a season. But it all goes collectively towards the playoffs, obviously, and your points will tally up over the year, but it just gives guys opportunities to win, like, not necessarily participant championships, but it's like, hey, you won this. It's kind of like winning the regular season championship.
Gotcha. Well, that's going to be fun to see then. As the pace car is fun to see coming on pit road. As we know, the field is coming back to green as we approach the lap number 50. 47 laps in. Right now, we watch these guys work their way here at Kansas back into turn number 1 and 2. Bloom has been the Pied Piper all night long since the start of this one in the breadbasket 201. And we're approaching at about another 20 laps halfway of this race.
Look at who's moved up into second here, Wesley. Devin West, he wants a piece of this lead right here out of the breadbasket. And coming off turn number 4, man, he is chasing that leader of Ryan Bloom right now. And remember, Dennis Moore was right behind Bloom, was really patient with him. Devin West, he ain't going to be so patient. He's going to want to take this lead away from Ryan Bloom. As I said, he tries to go to the bottom. Ryan Bloom shuts the door as they head into 1 and 2. Everybody under a blanket coming off the back straightaway this time.
Another great save into turn number 3.
Oh, person turns the 44.
Oh, no. Hold on to it, buddy. And they're wrecking behind them. And around goes the 12 and Reynolds and Ottenbacher. And
Oh,
my
this is
goodness,
massive.
it looks like it's the Talladega or Daytona log jam. They are scattered, smothered, covered, and littered, chunked, diced, and sliced virtually around turn 4 here at Kansas. It is the big one. My, oh my, this is, you're not used to seeing something like that here at Kansas Speedway, Jason, no doubt.
We've seen one a few times here in the past, but man, that was a massive wreck.
Oh,
That was pretty
man.
much a parking lot. That was pretty much a parking lot party coming off out of turn number 4. But it all starts, obviously, everybody trying to slow down, but it all starts really and finishes when John Ottenbacher couldn't get slowed up and gets up into Briar Reynolds. You see other drivers involved. Chris Kynes, the 81 machine as well of Carrillo. Brian Barnes, multiple drivers, almost kind of uncountable there off turn number 4. Massive wreck.
Another look at it again. Lap number 50. Let's go top side. By the way, aerial coverage of tonight's race is brought to you by LSRTV. From the top, from the blimp. What happened? Oh, my. Boy, oh boy. It looked like they were going to get corrected and get back going again, and then all of a sudden the flow of destruction just bottlenecked everybody from there, Jason. My.
Yeah, that was a massive wreck coming off turn number 4. I can't believe how many trucks it collected. And it really all started because of Dennis Moore coming down on Jordan Person. Jordan had a really good run down the back straightaway. He elected to go to the bottom, and rightfully so. He doesn't have to ride in line. But Dennis, I think, thought he was going to be clear, or at least Person was going to lay off. But Person didn't back down. He held his ground like he should. And Dennis Moore ultimately got himself turned around. He was able to save it, but costing himself a significant amount of positions. Jordan Person's up in 3rd, and Dennis Moore's all the way back outside the top 10 and 11th now.
Another caution out again, 50 laps into it. We will step away from Kansas. We'll be right back for a restart. Welcome back to Kansas. 52 of 132 laps. We're quickly approaching 100 miles into it. Lap number 62 will be halfway. And we're about ready to get this started again. All right. No, lap 66. I'm sorry. Lap 66 will be halfway. All right. Jason Rockefeller, the Wesley Outlet. Charles Wooten's back with you after my paper napkin math, as Charles calls it. How about Person, Jason? What a good run for Jay Person right there in the Ace High Racing number 20.
Yeah, he's done a great job, obviously, all night long in that 20 machine. I said he was one to look out for. We'll have to see for the remainder of the night how he is.
Back slowly to the Geico restart zone through the gearbox here at Virtual Kansas and back underway. Bloom from the outside now, for the inside to the outside now. Back to the bottom, gives plenty of room behind them to West and Person and West. And Christopher White right there outside the top 5. Good run for him. And Stab now starting to pile back into the 24, trying to catch up to the West family teammates of his off 3 and 4.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job. Look at Jordan Person trying to go for that second spot here off turn number 4 with Devin West back down this front straightaway here. And Ryan Bloom comes down to ultimately block Person, but opens up the door big time for Devin West entering 1.
Big move there, Person on the inside. The West family up on the top shelf. And there is Jeff Stab now to hook up with the West family. Working off 4, they're all teammates. down to the line. By the way, Sean Breitzman in the top 20. He's in 16th. Other teammates for, of course, Team LSRTV mired in the back or wrecked out, including Johnson and Ottenbacher. Back straight away. Whoa, and the leader got a shot from Person in the rear. Bunched them up, bottlenecks the field, and they still hold it together as they work into 3 and 4.
Oh, this ain't gonna end well, boys. You got a whole 5 wide right now for position
5
down the front
wide.
straightaway. Holy
Oh,
cow,
my
would not have
goodness.
thought we would have saw that here tonight. Look at this. Back to 1 and 2. They're 3 wide, nearly 4 for position off the corner. Big moment for the last half lap here at Kansas.
And they stuck it 5 wide after bottling up the field behind the leaders. And somehow, even going 5 wide, they're 4 wide again now, coming across the start-finish line. Amazing. There's contact and they're crashing. White's in the wall. Person tested the tides, 1 too many. And the Ace iRacing entry in the safer barrier.
Oh,
Did
my
Daggett get
goodness.
collected? The man second in the points. I think he got caught up in it. Here's a replay. They were going 3 wide. O'Hare on the bottom of the 41. This happened in 3 and 4. And then they're 4 wide and just ran out of time. That was bouncing off like a ping pong ball, if you will. Troy Daggett. Like playing pinball and tilt. Oh, wow. Another caution here at lap 60 of the race.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see for a lot of those drivers. And yes, look at Troy Daggett's truck. He is destroyed.
Wow.
That might be race-ending damage for the 99 right there. That thing is, the right front is off the ground. It is pushed in. I think Troy Daggett's night's over.
And what a heartbreak for the man that had a 10-point behind the leader of Ryan Gormley being involved in this accident. Here's another look at it again. Oh, wow. Bouncing off O'Hare, bouncing off Person, bouncing off everybody. Daggett was. Nowhere to go, and they crashed. Man. What heartache.
Yeah, that's definitely a heartache. You do not want to see that, obviously, if you were a front runner, Jordan Person around. Obviously, Troy Daggett getting involved. Few takers on pit road. Believe they were all involved. Sean Breitzman, Brett Johnson, Chris White, just to name a few. And this race is really turned upside down now with that happening.
Down a handful of laps before we get to the halfway mark of this one. And now, the West family showing the opportunity to be up in the front. Ryan Bloom moved back to 5th. And Jason, what a tough break for the guy on the 20 truck. We were talking about Jordan Person. And Person gave a punt to Bloom, got him loose going into 3. That kind of bottlenecked the traffic of the field, if you will, going 5 wide. And then a lap later, 4 wide and crashed with Daggett and Moore. But, man, he had such a good run going for him there in the Ace iRacing 20.
Yeah, that's obviously just a really, really bad deal going on, you know. Heartbreak, you got to feel for Jordan Person. Just doing everything right so far here tonight and gets collected in a mess like that, obviously. And especially for Troy Daggett. Look at him. Came in second in the points here. Coming into tonight, only 10 points out of the point lead from Ryan Gormley. And it's just been a really bad night for him. And Ryan Gormley, we talked about him starting in the back as well. Look at him. He's already up to 7th, plus 32 spots. That's over half the field he has passed here tonight.
Amazing. Amazing. Approaching halfway, let's take a look at the race summary presented by Virginia811.com, reminding you to dig with care. bottom left of the monitor. Or not. The race summary. I was going to show the first 100 miles of the race summary, where we're at right now. There it is. 6 cautions, Jason. 6 cautions. 23 caution laps. So 61 of 23 laps, now 24 laps, have been under caution. 3 lead changes. That's it.
Yep, and look at this restart that's going to happen here. You got father-son on the front row. Obviously, this is going to be a really interesting restart. How about Dennis Moore? He is back up inside this top 3 here, top 5. Despite going around almost many laps ago, he's doing a great job in here as well. I mean, this race, with how many trucks we've had, the corners it's had, this is an opportunity for a lot of these drivers that we don't usually see to get up here at the front.
Shelton, Washington being proudly represented with the West family. Defending Truck Series champion Devin West's son, multi-time Truck Series champion Dan West Jr. on the outside. In the 55, Daytona winner and former champion of the Northwest, Jeff Stabnow right alongside him. The 44 for Win Racing, Dennis Moore. And that's the ball of wax, if you will, as the field will get ready to come back to the Geico restart zone here in Kansas. Pace cars on the pit lane. Here comes the cavalry. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. And we're back to green. Didn't take Stabnow long to go to the inside, but he couldn't find any run there on West. His teammates, they're going to ride for a while, I believe, for the top 3 into 1.
Yeah, you see DWJ, he's under fire now from what would be Jeff Stabnow down to the bottom. LSRTV 1, 2, 3, but here comes Win Racing, Ryan Bloom, and also Dennis Moore. They're trying to make their way back up to the front entering 3.
Another lap on the board. Here they come to the line. Closing in on the halfway mark of this race. All the while, it is Devin West now the man to lead the way. There's more inside, looking for the lead. Can he get there? Closing in on a couple of more laps to the halfway mark. And look at Devin West battle back with Stabnow's help into turn 1.
Here comes Ryan Gormley. Look at that 22 machine doing a great job on the bottom of this racetrack here, trying to pick up that 5th position, or 4th rather, from DWJ down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Dennis Moore moves up to the 2nd spot. There's Jeff Stabnow up on the top side. Devin trying to get away, but everybody's scrambling on back behind them in the tri-oval.
Back to turn 1. Into 2 to the back straightaway. Passing where that casino is, if you will. Hollywood Casinos, as they call them. West right there outside, giving plenty of room. Stabnow coming after him. We're halfway home. 66 down and 66 to go here at Kansas. West, Stabnow, Moore. Yeah, sorry, Jason. Go ahead. You're just giving your top 3 there.
Yeah, Stabnow, great run off turn number 4. Got to the outside there of Devin West, but ultimately couldn't get there. He's going to get a little tight here entering turn number 3. Stabnow, though, showing some speed in that 24 machine as he's got Dennis Moore underneath him.
Cross the line just a moment ago, halfway, top 10. Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, Dennis Moore. As I aforementioned the podium, that it's Dan West Jr., Ryan Bloom, top 5. Points leader, Ryan Gormley, the prodigy. His first year, rookie year in the trucks, by the way. Dan Lowther 7th. Toby Ritter's winner last week at Texas 8th. Chad Malik and Kenneth Garber all in the top 10 as we approach lap 70 here at Kansas on the back straightaway.
And here comes Jeff Stabnow right up against the rear tailgate of his teammate Devin West. This time he's going to look to the outside. Devin's going to get a little tight exiting turn number 4. Jeff, though, great run. Goes low, goes high. He's right to the quarter panel almost of Devin West down the front straightaway, entering one this time. Almost tries to cross over.
Back stretch, holding their corner. There goes, of course, West Stabnow, Dennis Moore. Jason, what an amazing turnout of driver participation for the Northwest Racing Series. Also to start the year, over 30, 40 entries the first 6 races of the season.
Yeah, it's been great to see. Obviously, 43 trucks registered here tonight, and we have seen some great action all over the racetrack. A couple of moments where we had some incidents, obviously, but besides that, we've had some great racing up here for the lead. Obviously, Devin West, your current leader, Jeff Stabnow, and Dennis Moore there in your top 3, and it's just single file currently. Everybody trying to get their bearings right and figure out what they want to do, what they want to conserve, how they're going to do it, where they're going to do it, and when they're going to do it here as we're closing in, obviously, on this race, approaching lap 75.
Ryan Bloom obviously had that scare there with, of course, the 20th person. Persons fell back to 18th, by the way. And all the while, Ryan Bloom trying, if you will, to pick up the pieces, Jason, to slowly but surely, methodically climb back into the top 5. He sets his sights now on 5th, where Ryan Gormley, the points leader, is. And that Shell Pennzoil 22 into that 3rd turn. Couple of Chevrolets getting ready to go at it there for that spot.
And here's the thing. If Ryan Gormley can come home and have a great finish like where he is right now, he's going to extend that points gap on that 99 of Troy Daggett, because Troy had that issue and he's done. So Ryan's got to really just try to figure out how he's going to, finish top 5, top 10, go out here and win this race. Consistency is king when it comes to points here in racing, and so far that 22 has done everything he's needed to do so far this season to have that points lead. And here comes Ryan Bloom looking underneath him here, heading out 4.
And what an amazing, amazing turnout of drivers we've had for the Northwest Racing Series, no doubt. As I mentioned, the first 6 races. Remember, we will take off next Monday night. We'll be off next Monday as we're coming to lap 75 here at the race. This one, for the most part, that we've had cautions flying by. And Jason, there's always that stretch of the race, honestly, where you want to have that green flag run, that lengthy green flag run, and I think we're seeing that here right now. I really do.
Yeah, we definitely are here, and you're starting to separate the men from the boys and figure out who's fast, who's not. Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, Dennis Moore, they're definitely the top 3. Ryan Bloom, remember, he was leading this race, but right now he's in 5th. He's still fast, don't get me wrong. I mean, really, in all honesty here, Wes, the top 5 are all really, really fast. All these guys up in the top 10 really have a good shot. Realistically, though, I think if you're going to win this race, it's going to be one of these guys within this top 8, from Devin West all the way back to Toby Ritters. They've been the strongest. They've been the fastest. I think if there's one guy that I'm really keeping my eye on, it's going to be probably Ryan Gormley. Again, 33 spots gained so far here tonight. He's been consistent. He's the points leader. I think that 22 machine might go to victory lane here tonight.
Ryan Gormley, as we mentioned, what a season he had last year in the Northwest Xfinity Series. That used to be the Wednesday program. First season now in the trucks, Rookie of the Year, and the points leader in that number 22 machine. Season 11. Season 11. There were a couple of years where they used to run 2 seasons in 1 year. I'd say probably since about 2019 or so, they've ran the whole season for the entire year. As right now we watch them working their way to the back stretch. There's Gormley, there's Lowther, and behind them, here comes some names we ain't mentioned in a while. Paul Newton, the PND entry 27, and there's the Brights Boutique entry of Sean Brightsman. Brightsman has been quiet all night long, Jason, for Team LSRTV, kind of lying in the weeds virtually, so to speak. But now it's go time as we approach lap 100.
I was just about to say, Wesley, and you took the words right out of my mouth. We have not talked about Sean Brightsman all night long. It's crazy to say that because remember last week, he was leading with Dennis Moore coming to the white flag, and they took the white flag. They wrecked taking the white flag, and we had no caution. And that ultimately handed the win away to Toby Ritters, and I really thought Sean Brightsman was going to be better here tonight. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad run right now. He's battling up, about to get inside the top 10 here as he does as he passes Brett Grunewald in the 51 machine. But it's not been a night that I think Sean Brightsman has wanted to have. He's still right there flirting with that top 10. He's up 11 spots. Definitely a really big shocker that we really haven't talked about it much here tonight.
Good, solid run for these guys right now. See Nichols battling in the back of the pack. There is the driver of that 49. That Jason, that's a beautiful looking machine right there. The driver Troy Ollison's ride. I like the wrap job on that. There's another member of Ace High Racing as well. It's Nichols. Oh, he almost hit the right rear of the 49. Nichols with a side draft, and he's up in the safer barrier. But the 49 says, get away from me.
Yeah, that was really, really close there, coming off turn number 4. Obviously, the 8 nearly going into the wall off turn 4 in the center of 3 and 4. Does a great job saving that truck. Quiet night for Gary Nichols as well. I know he's been involved in a couple incidents. 17th right now. I'm sure he wants to get up there. Getting a battle for the lead here, though, pretty shortly. Jeff Stabnow still hunting down the 5 of Devin West. He is right on the heels of that 5 machine here off turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
First and second, working off 4. Crossing the line here at Kansas. It's a good one so far. And this long, lengthy green flag run rolls on. You got to think as well, Jason. If it does, could we see the green flag pit stops? And that could definitely change the complexion of the race as well.
Yeah, it definitely could, obviously. If we had a late race yellow, these guys still have to make at least one more pit stop here, probably, I'd say, before lap 110. So you're going to see them pit at least one more time. You'll probably see it around lap 100 to 110, and then you'll start to obviously see what happens. So it's going to be interesting to see, but one caution flag could definitely change this entire race.
Yeah, one caution flag throws everything on its axis, if you will. Jason Rockefeller, I'm Wesley Outland. Charles Wooten is in production. Round 6 tonight for the Northwest Racing Series trucks here in the Breadbasket 201. Where did that name come from, the Breadbasket? I've always used that analogy to express football, calling football games. Hey, he's got to keep that. Oh, and Gormley in the wall, the points leader, Ryan Gormley. Into the safer barrier. Saves the 22. The points leader with problems. And the only driver that I'll be in favor for that, Jason, would be Troy Daggett, because they're 1 and 2 right now in the point standings, and Daggett's in the back.
Yeah, but that 22 machine obviously still running on the racetrack. Not what he wanted to see, but again, at least he's still on the racetrack compared to that 99 of Troy Daggett. Great recovery, though. Good job to not wreck the thing, but that definitely is going to be heavy damage to the driver of the 22 machine, no doubt.
Thanks for those joining us on the broadcasts. If you've not done so, hit that subscribe button so you can follow all the action. There's that little bell there on the YouTube broadcast feed. And, of course, you can also hit us up at LSRTV on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Tidrick up against the fence. Johnson starting to make a climb back into the top 20, the 7 machine. Here comes pit stops. Carl Burke's on pit road. Quiet night for the legend. He stayed out of trouble unless he got caught up in the big one. I love the colors on that teal green and white 53 as well, Jason. Wow. Money stop?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we're closing in pretty much on that, 40 laps to go. So you're going to start to see guys come down pit road where they could probably make it the rest of the way. So some guys are going to try to undercut. Some will try to wait it out. But we'll have to see here as we're getting close to the end of this race.
Dennis Moore on pit road. Here comes the 44. He'll give up position to pit. Money stop for the 44. I think Dennis Moore was in third when he pitted. More drivers on pit road as well. Boy, Dennis Moore, Jason, trying to go for an undercut on everyone else. We'll see if that not happening. Yeah, so much ixnay on that idea because here comes everyone else right behind him. He said pit
this
stop?
This is going to be the money
pit
stop. Yeah. Pit stop?
Pit stop.
Luigi, it is time. Pit stop? You will have your chance, Luigi. You will have your chance. Oh, if you didn't know the movie, it's Cars. The movie Cars. Are you a race car? A real race car? Here comes Brian Barnes on pit road. Do you know Mini Ferraris? Oh, I'm just quoting Cars, guys. I haven't lost my mind yet.
I'm getting there.
Wright's taking advantage of this and climbing the ladder. And here comes now Ritters. Giving up third. Coming to pit road for his pit stop. Thank you, Juan Luis Herrera. Pit stop? Yes, pit stop. Here comes Gary Nichols on pit road. He was in 12th before he pitted. Brightsman, by the way, Jason, now cycles as the new leader in the 46.
Yeah, some of these guys are obviously still going to have to come to the pits here at some point, but with the race, the way it's gone, we just don't know what we're going to see here. Approaching, obviously, under 30 laps to go here pretty soon. You got Troy Ollis and Jordan Person making their way to pit road as well. But Brightsman, Gormley, Newton, a lot of those guys up inside the top 10 still got a pit here.
Jordan Person on pit road in the 20. As pit stops continue along here. There is Paul Newton. He gives up a top 5. Brightsman, the new leader. Gormley in second. Tidrick third. Audenbacher, Reynolds, top 5. Here comes Gormley now onto pit road, the points leader.
Yeah, and he's going to give up, obviously, some time here despite not pitting so early, pitting a little bit later. Oh, we got a caution on the racetrack. This is going to change up everything here.
Oh, wow. Caution is out. I think it was 23rd, 24th, 25th person wreck is what they're saying. Is that Brett Johnson? Scott Hutchinson. Did Scott Hutchinson go out the 91? That's what they're saying, the 91. He just said he's out. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the ticker. Yeah, I'm looking at the track map. I'm looking at the track map to try to find out what happened here, and I don't see it. This changes everything. Let's take a look. See why we're under caution. That number 18, that's a nice looking truck. That was, by the way, Peter Murphy Jr. And everyone else that had not pitted stayed on the racetrack. Jason, make no doubt about it, buddy. They're pitting now. And they're all going to be in sequence with everyone else for the finish of this one. Cycle back around to Devin West being the leader when they come to the line.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting here. But obviously with these guys still having to pit, obviously this is going to play in favor of Devin West, who's going to end up with the race lead. But also Ryan Gormley pitted at the right time. Caught that caution. Right now, it looks like he's going to be restarting probably second, possibly here. We'll have to see how this shakes out.
Sean Brightsman on the exit. Team LSRTV Brights Boutique entering. Obviously, Devin West going to be showed as the leader. Brightsman, West, Tidrick. Did Brightsman pit and still got the lead? That's pretty cool.
I think it's because they lapped him.
Yeah. I think so too. He had him lapped. And then the caution come out. He made the pit stop. They got their lap back, but he's still the man in the lead. Quick reminder, don't forget Northwest Racing Series trucks off next week for Monday night. We'll take off. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen will run 2 times in the month of May, and then we'll take off again. Dennis Moore. Was a caution on Dennis Moore? Dennis Moore and Stabnow battling for position right there, alongside one another. Oh, wow. That's really, it's Stabnow crashing. Jeff Stabnow and Dan West Jr. crashing. That's what happened. And that's why we've got a phenomenal producer in Charles Wooten to find out what took place on the racetrack, to find out why we went under yellow flag after a pretty lengthy green flag run. So we're on triple digits when they come to the line with 32 laps to go. Here's a look at it. There's again, what a hard hit for Jeff Stabnow into the safer barrier, as well as teammate Dan West Jr. Well, that's what caused the caution there, Jason. Tough break there for them.
Yeah, definitely a tough break for sure, no doubt about it. And now look at this, because of the way that this all shook out with the caution falling at the right time, the leaders have completely gone out the window, and now you got Sean Brightsman
That's
and
right.
BJ Tidrick along with others who are up inside this top 10 with a mix of different guys who saw up at the front before the green flag cycle, then guys who are now up at the front when the caution came out during that green flag cycle. This is going to make it really, really interesting here for the restart.
This will certainly spice things up a bit. 100 laps into it, lap 101 at the line, 30 to go coming up here at Kansas. Guido is a real Ferrari here in our store. There you go. Thank you, Juan. Oh, look at Kim. Racing alongside, keeping Briar Reynolds at bay in the 12. Dan West Jr. on the bottom.
And here's the thing too, Wesley. How about, obviously, John Ottenbach? We talk about Team LSRTV wanting to get another driver in victory lane. Sean Brightsman might be leading this, but John Ottenbacher in this right now, though. Kevin Smith, a few laps down, he's not really in the picture, so really it's just John Ottenbacher holding off BJ Tidrick. And obviously many, many drivers were a lap down, got that wave run. That's why you saw most of them single file when we went back to the restart.
Ottenbacher and Moore. There's, of course, Dennis Moore in the 44. Pulling up in front of Ottenbacher. By the way, Ottenbacher in second. There's the leaders, Brightsman and Ottenbacher. Tidrick, Reynolds, Gormley, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the racetrack. Harris on the inside, getting out of harm's way in the 77 machine, way in the back. Dennis Moore, a little aggressive here, Jason, but the thing is, he's a lap down, but I think he's trying to fight to get back on the lead lap here in that 44 machine.
Yeah, and you got to fight back on the lead lap. There's no way around it. Obviously, a caution comes out, he's right back in this thing, but he got caught a lap down and obviously was involved in that last wreck at the wrong place, wrong time, and it's going to take a lot for him to get back up to the front. He's going to need that caution. He's going to have the drive of his life if he wants. The same could be for Kevin Smith, but Kevin, I believe, is just multiple laps down.
So there's 20 trucks on the lead lap. Dennis Moore is in 21st. As you see, Tidrick now in third. Battling, of course, with Briar Reynolds. And Dan West Jr., obviously Dan West Jr. a lap down. But as I aforementioned, Dennis Moore is back on the lead lap. He's on the tail end of the lead lap as he just flew past the leader of Sean Brightsman. That's exactly what he was trying to do, was to at least put himself in contention to be on the lead lap to try to get that spot back. Here they go inside. There's Gormley. Reynolds outside. Here comes the 7. Johnson. These are drivers all fighting to get back on the lead lap as well. You got now a mixture, Jason, on lap 110 coming up here. You've got lead lap cars and you've got lap down vehicles all in the way. Kim in the wall, by the way, 38. Kim in the wall a moment ago.
It really shakes up this race big time because you got these, obviously, these lead lap cars battling with these lappers that are trying to get their laps back. And a lot of these guys are drivers who were predominantly guys that were running up at the front. Dennis Moore, I know he was involved in that record, like Dennis Moore, other drivers as well. There's a few who have stuck out to me that are still on the lead lap that are trying to fight their way back up the front, like Devin West, Ryan Bloom, Ryan Gormley, obviously, a few others. Just really interesting race here, approaching 20 laps to go. Sean Brightsman, though, his lead is not that comfortable. He's only got about a 2.5 gap over his teammate John Ottenbacher, so John Ottenbacher's still in this thing, man. He can win this.
Lap 110 on the board this time by. Closing in on the finish of this one. As we watch Brightsman, still the man leading the way. And Jason, that is the mentality of Mr. Sean Brightsman. That is just his strategy of races we see so many times. He would play and hang in the back. And then all of a sudden, when it's time, he hits that button. He powers up to the front. And now the driver originally from Puyallup, Washington, now from Tucson, Arizona, is leading the cavalry here. And how about Ottenbacher? John Ottenbacher was involved in that big crash, if you remember, Jason, earlier. And Ottenbacher has come back through adversity. He's in that second spot. Ottenbacher and Johnson are the only two drivers that do not have wins from Team LSRTV. Will Sean help John? Or will Sean get his second win of the year? 20 laps to go. Under 20 to go now here at Kansas. That's a big question mark, isn't it? We're at the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of station identification. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network. The finish from Kansas on deck.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
$18 laps to go. Sean Brightsman still leading. Jason, your thoughts on that subject before station ID that I was talking about?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Sean Brightsman, you don't want to give up the win. And I mean, you would want your teammate to go out there and earn it. But obviously, you want what's best for him, so it's kind of a difficult situation. I don't see Sean Brightsman just giving this win away. I mean, he wants as many points as he can. I mean, he's got to fend for himself. At the end of the day, he's trying to fight for a championship. He wants to go out there, run the best he can. John's lost a little bit of ground, but he's still hanging in there right back behind him. He's actually a little faster that last time around by actually like 0.4 of a second, almost 3 actually. So John's still doing a great job. Sean just really struggling to pass this 44 of Dennis Moore's fast, but trying to get back on that lead lap.
Sean Brightsman up in front. He continues to lead the way with Ottenbacher in second. Gormley, the points leader, coming into this race, the prodigy. And he is third. Tidrick, what a solid run for the 72. In fourth, and Devin West back in the top 5. There they are. Devin West trying to make a move on Tidrick to try to go to fourth. And Gormley is right there in front of them, Jason, as well.
Yeah, it's just going to be a really interesting battle for the win, and also throughout the entire field of positions. You've got multiple drivers all over the racetrack. Again, those drivers that are laps down, some that are on the lead lap. I think the biggest heartbreak that you could probably think of is Devin West and Ryan Bloom. They're caught back here in 5th and 6th. They are over almost 3 seconds back from the race leader, and they got caught at a bad time when that caution came out. They need to maximize as much as they can and try to get what they can. You see Devin making a move underneath BJ Tidrick. That's the battle for fourth. Ryan Gormley right in front of them as well. Obviously, you know, Dan West Jr., he got trapped the lap down as 2. Lots of drivers. This whole caution messed up a lot of things for a lot of these drivers.
14 laps to go. And Brightsman is leading the way. Audenbacher in that second spot. Gormley third, West fourth. Tidrick top 5 inside. Tidrick, give him room. And he will. Just can't reel in West yet. Home stretch we roll. Heading to lap number 120 next time around. Kind of confused, Jason. I'd have thought 134 laps would be 200 miles. I'd have thought we'd go another lap. We're shy of actually 200 miles with 132 laps.
Yeah, this has really, honestly, just been an interesting race. But again, shout out to the drivers, though, for showing up for this race. 43 trucks to start this race. Absolutely insane. We have not seen a car count in Northwest like that in quite some time. Now, not saying the car counts have been bad. We've had great car counts, but 43
since
trucks,
Daytona.
Man, that's something to say. Yeah, that was the Daytona. Yeah. But when you take away the super speedway aspect on a mile and a half, it's been a long time since we've seen something like that. So great to see all these drivers come out here tonight and try to put on a show.
If you're doing the math, 132 laps in a mile and a half is 198 miles. I think somebody messed up on the ticker. Brightsman is still the leader. Sean Brightsman. Ryan Gormley just smacked the wall. Did you see that? The points leader, the man in fourth, into the safer barrier. Saves it, will stay green.
He's smacked the wall a couple times. But, like, he's done a really good job just trying to maintain. He's going to lose this 5th position probably here to BJ Tidrick. But this is the man who's pretty much shocked it. We were just talking about him a few moments ago, Wesley. Remember, quiet night for Sean Brightsman. Catches a caution at the right place at the right time. This guy's going to be the first driver to win multiple races this season. Remember, won Atlanta second race of the year over his teammate Jeff Stabnash. Sean Brightsman on the road right now, that second win of the season.
And remember, Jason, Sean Brightsman, with 9 to go, was in the catbird seat, racing with Jeff Stabnow for winning Daytona. Remember, he got spun into the infield grass, him and Stabnow battling for the win at Daytona. By the way, Audenbacher losing ground on the leader, falling back by lap traffic in front of Brightsman now by a second back for Audenbacher with 8 to go. Jason, Charles, you were right. 134 laps is 201 miles as advertised. But we didn't run 134 laps. Coming to the line, 7 to go. That's true, we could get overtime, right? You never know, maybe. 3 attempts at overtime if need be. If it happens. Jason doesn't want overtime. He's ready to go to bed. Coming up post-race, I'll grab the top 3 podium. Remember, we'll be off next Monday night. Watkins Glen in 2 weeks. Here comes Gormley up high. Opens the door now for Tidrick to try to go to 4th. 6 to go here at Kansas, Jason. Less than 3 miles, well, what is it, 4.5 miles remaining.
Yeah, and it's just been a great race so far, obviously, with the amount of action we've seen all over the racetrack, the drama that's unfolded here, the late race caution that ultimately flipped this race completely upside down. I mean, Sean Brightsman, again, didn't talk about him much all night long until that one time. Next thing you know, got that caution right now, doing great things with the leader. How about BJ Tidrick, though, man? Plus 36 spots from where he started. That is pretty much back half of this field. And he is now sitting in 5th, and he is holding off your pole sitter, Ryan Bloom, doing a great job with that 72 machine. BJ Tidrick, man, driver of the race for sure here tonight, no doubt about it. Great run for him, quiet driver, doesn't really get involved in many things, just kind of hangs around. Great job. And he might even be able to get fourth here on Ryan Gormley. If all comes well, he comes up in front of Ryan Bloom, though. Slams the door shut, though, with 4 laps to go, trying to pick up the spot.
Don't forget, we're back on LSRTV Wednesday night with the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series. And Thursday, we have, of course, the playoffs, round 2, the Stars and Stripes Racing League. So all of that coming up this week on iRacing on LSRTV. Back to the line, 3 laps to go, 4.5 miles remain. Sean Brightsman pulling away Dennis Moore. He fought to get back on the lead lap. He just could not get a caution flag to put him in the catbird seat to get a chance to run for win. Coming to the line, somebody pulled the popsicle sticks from the freezer. 2 laps to go. Penultimate lap for the race. Brightsman up in front as they go to turn 1, Jason.
Yeah, it's been a night for Sean Brightsman, man. Started outside the top 20 when we were used to seeing him up towards the front. And remember, 1 week ago, he was battling right with that guy, Dennis Moore behind him. Dennis, a lap down. Sean, their leader. They wrecked, coming to the line with the white flag, handed the win to Toby Ritter. Sean Brightsman looking for redemption if he can just hang on for 1 more mile and a half.
The CRN 1 to go. We've got iRacing, we've got real racing, we've got baseball, softball, and soccer, and more this week. We are CRN.com. To the back straightaway, Sean Brightsman. He's looking to now be the first 2-time winner of the year. Sean Brightsman hits his marks in career start number 400 tonight. A milestone race. 400th start, career win, 77 for Sean Brightsman, who wins the breadbasket 201 in Kansas.
What a job for Sean Brightsman, man. Redemption from last week at Texas. Great job all around for the 46 machine. Great recovery for him here this weekend. And obviously, quiet night. Again, we didn't talk about him until we did. Next thing you know, he got the caution at that right place, right time. Look at him.
There's just something about these 1.5 mile intermediate cookie cutter. They call them cookie cutter tracks. Some people do. The intermediate race tracks. He capitalizes with them. Look at what happened with Texas. I'm sorry, look at what happened at Atlanta is what I meant to say. And look at what happened at Texas last week, Jason, like you mentioned. Sean Brightsman was in the catbird seat to win that race. I don't know what the hell Troy Daggett, he just spinning around in the grass, right? He just having fun. Anyhow, guys, let the celebration begin for Sean Brightsman. Second win of the year for him. He won at Atlanta in race number 2. And here's a look at the unofficial results here tonight at Kansas. And there you see it right there. Sean Brightsman, the winner. John Ottenbacher was second. Devin West third. Gormley fourth. What a way to bounce back and have a good points day. He'll finish fourth. Ryan Bloom fifth. Tidrick Ritter's another solid finish. Lowther, Grunwald. Brett Grunwald. I think it's his first top 10 ever. Chad Malik with a good solid finish as well. They'll finish in the top 10, Jason.
Yeah, top 20, you got Brian Barnes, Paul Newton, Briar Reynolds, Kenneth Garber, James Vining, nice top 15 for the Catman here tonight. Gary Nichols, Chase Carrillo, Troy Ollison, Jordan Person. It was a night of what could have been for him as well. Unfortunately got involved in that wreck. He'll come home for a top 20. Then Stephen Paulson Wesley rounds out the top 20 in the 58 machine.
And 21st will go to, of course, the driver of Dennis Moore. He fought to get back on the lead lap. Unfortunately, nobody else could. These next 4 are a lap down to the top 25. Dan West Jr., Brett Johnson, Tyler Kim, Todd Miles. Multiple laps down or more are out, including the rest of the rundown. Chris Kynes, Jeff Stabnow, Frank Harris, Scott Hutchinson, Peter Murphy, your top 30.
Rest of the field down to 43rd. Kevin Smith, unfortunately, 31st tonight. Had that mishap on the first lap of the race, not even 100 yards in. Troy Daggett, your points leader, has probably his worst finish so far of the year. Definitely, not the points leader, rather, but second in the points. Definitely his worst race of the season so far. Chris White, Carl Burke, Stephen O'Hare, last year's winner here, 35th. Tyler King, a couple years ago, your champion, 36. Dana Rogers, Roy Grande, Ron Hunter, William Fletcher, your top 40. Then 41st, 42nd, 43rd go to Bryce Clark, Robert Gamble, Ray Fournier in 43rd.
All right, Jason, your final take of tonight at Kansas, buddy. I'll let you get some shut-eye. I always enjoy working with you. Take advantage of this upcoming Monday night off, and I'll see you on the road course of the twists and turns of Watkins Glen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, great race for sure. No doubt about it. Obviously, that caution really shook a lot of things up here tonight, no doubt. And Sean Brightsman capitalizes on a mishap from last week. Great recovery for him. Glad to see him get back to victory lane.
Well, coming up, it is our post-race report, and we'll grab the podium. Sean Brightsman, his 400th start in the Northwest Racing Series since its inception, picks up his 77th career win tonight in the Breadbasket 201 at Kansas. We'll grab his thoughts and more on the podium when we come back. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network, the Northwest Racing Series. Welcome back to Kansas Speedway, and we are back to Victory Lane. And Sean Brightsman here in tonight, first repeat winner of the year. He won round 2, by the way, when we were at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Sean Brightsman, 400th career start, 77th win, 224 top 5s, and now 288 top 10s. That's pretty darn consistent, Sean. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Wesley. What a crazy race to start, middle, and what a heck of an end for me. But man, what a crazy race.
You played possum most of the race. Was that your strategy? Was that kind of what you thought you needed to do, kind of lie in the weeds, if you will, kind of like a super speedway feel?
In a sense, I mean, after getting a terrible qualifying run, and it wasn't really the setup, so it was just driver that failed on that part. After getting that terrible start or qualifying spot, it made sense to me to kind of play the possum and just kind of riding back as much as possible until it really mattered.
Man, what's it mean to get a win here on your 400th career start? And in addition to that, you're the first repeat winner of the year.
It's honestly pretty cool. I didn't even realize it was the 400 start until last week when you guys were talking about it in the broadcast. So what a way to get the 400 start and a win to top that 400 start is awesome. Just can't thank the guys enough. Everybody that worked on the set this week. So everybody at LSRTV for that. So without that, I wouldn't have as many starts or wins.
Well, a big win for the driver, of course, of Sean Brightsman. Sean, before we let you go, buddy, thank your sponsors as always on that number 46 machine.
Yep, just got to thank Bright's Boutique, Blenders Eyewear, everybody at Team LSRTV, CRN, Team LSRTV, and again, as I said, the guys that were working on the setup all week. We truly appreciate it, and can't wait to get back out in a couple weeks to Watkins Glen.
Career start number 400 is his also 77th career win of the Northwest Racing Series. Puyallup, Washington driver Sean Brightsman, winner at Atlanta, and now the first repeat winner of the year 4 weeks later as he gets it done here in the Breadbasket 201 at Kansas. Let's go to the runner-up and one of his teammates, Sean Allenbacher. What redemption, man. Got caught up in the accident, had to get somehow through the damage repair, fight, claw, salvage your way to a second place finish, man. How did you do it? It's got to be like a win, even though it's not a win.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck happening there, but the setup was great, so it helped me drive through some of that. I mean, on that that restart after the caution, there was a wreck vest still in the back, and so I got slowed up pretty good. But I just decided I'm going to stay out as long as I could, as long as my gas would last, and it worked out well for me.
Man, great strategy for sure. Definitely a good points pick-me-up, if you will. But I know you want to be like Wes family and obviously Brightsman and Stab now that's got wins for Team LSRTV. That win knows that you put yourself in the playoffs, and I know that means a lot, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that'd be huge. Anytime you can get in the playoffs is pretty big. There's a lot of great drivers out here, all great competitors, and they're all fun to be around. Can't say enough about everyone that drives this Northwest Series. It's pretty great.
Hey, I must say though, man, I know you missed a couple of races, right? I think you're now 3 races in of 6. I think you missed the first. You missed a couple of weeks, but what a climb for you, though. I see the points have updated, and you have moved up 7 spots into the top 30, 27. You got to be happy with that, right?
Oh yeah, it's very nice. Hopefully don't miss too many more here, but summer's coming up and family vacations and all that kind of good stuff, so I'll miss a few more. But we missed those first ones. I had to power surge and took out my steering wheel, so I had to borrow some equipment and get back out here.
Yeah, by the way, the top 20 separated by mere 105 points, 101 points from 18th on back, Stephen O'Hare to Ryan Gormley. And both of those guys, along with Toby Ritter, is able to hold on to their point spots of first and second. All right, man, before I let you go, John, thank your sponsors, buddy. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Watkins Glen.
I really got to thank Team LSRTV and thank you guys over there at the LSRTV, and you and Charles do a pretty good job, and all the other announcers that are out here. I just got to thank my family for allowing me to be able to come out here and play around with you guys, and again, just for LSRT working on the setup and all that kind of good stuff. Gotta love them all.
Driver out of Billings, Montana, John Ottenbacher will finish, of course, in the number 2 position. Devin West, he's won earlier this year as well. And, of course, also the defending series champion of Season 10 of the Northwest Racing Series, the Richmond Raceway winner. And, Devin, your take-up tonight, man, it was definitely an interesting battle of shake, battle, and roll and survival, if you will. It kind of had that kind of super speedway feel at one time, didn't it? We even had the big one. You'll finish 3rd.
Yeah, I agree, Wesley. I feel like for a lot of that race, I was kind of just biding my time, relaxing. Just kind of, like I said, relaxing and staying out of trouble a little bit. Like I said, a lot of cautions. I was fortunate to be up in the front for most of the deal. So I feel pretty fortunate to stay out of most of the wrecks. But I agree, the super speedway field was definitely real.
Definitely got through it, obviously, in one piece. I know your dad got caught up in a pretty bad wreck there, along with Stabdow and some other guys racing in the back with Dennis Moore. But what a way to finally to get a good podium for you, buddy. And obviously you have moved yourself closer up another 6 spots in the points. I know you missed a couple of weeks as well, but you're climbing into the top 10.
Yeah, I agree. The sets that this team's been bringing lately have been amazing. And that's all to thank for why we've been running so good. Obviously, I've got a win in the pocket, so the playoffs should be all right. Just by getting those races in, meeting that race requirement. But yeah, so far so good.
All right, buddy. It's on to Watkins Glen Road Course Racing. What do you do differently for you to try to get your second win for Team LSRTV like Brightsman did tonight at Kansas for him?
Well, I like road courses. I think they're kind of fun to do. I don't do them very much, so it's kind of fun for me to get out there and just have fun with that a little bit. Obviously, Sean's super fast on those road courses, so hopefully I can get behind him in practice and just kind of hope I find him back up front in the race. Maybe battle out a little bit with him. Otherwise, yeah, it should be good. Hopefully we get 4 to 3 cars again. That was pretty cool. But, yeah.
It was a good one for sure. Devin, thank your sponsors, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Good luck tonight. Good job tonight. Yeah,
obviously you guys on the booth, you guys do great week in, week out. Like I said, Team LSRTV bringing sets and just having a good time. Big shout out to them. And then Effective Web Solutions, Kenny's Custom Hardwood, and Motorsports Distributing.
Definitely, bud. Well, there you go. There's Devin West on the podium. He'll finish 3rd. John Brightsman, 400th career start, win 77. Another big win for the driver there here tonight in the Breadbasket 201. Remember, we're taking off next Monday. Hope you and yours enjoy a week off as well. We'll recharge our batteries with a couple of races into the month of May, which is fast approaching, and Watkins Glen International, where we'll be virtually in 2 weeks. iRacing on LSRTV and the Community Radio Network. For, of course, Rocket Media, Jeff Stabdow. Everybody with the Northwest Racing Series, for Charles Wooten, producer-director, for Jason Rockefeller. This is Wesley Outland thanking you and yours for joining us. And congratulations to Sean Brightsman getting it done here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Boy, what a special evening for his 400th career start and the first repeat winner of the year. Good evening from Kansas.